Hey Mariners!
Welcome to a special episode of MCTV.
Today, we will be speaking about hashtag Study Smarter.
Word chunking monkey love.
And MCTV
starts now.
Okay, now I'm going to be passing back your scores from Unit 0. First is Danica. Very good! I love your notes. Yes. Okay. And next is Caitlin. C's clearly don't get degrees.
What the heck?
Danica, please give her some pointers. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
And next is Fernanda. Oh my god. You need to see me after class.
Fernanda.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's what you get. In this skit, we saw Danica, who took physical paper notes, receive a much better grade than those that took electronic notes. You may be thinking, hey, that sounds like me. How does taking notes on a laptop affect my grades?
Don't worry, let's jump into the science behind it. Psychologists have studied memory for decades, and they've discovered why your note-taking style matters.
First, let's talk about encoding. That's a process of getting information into memory. The way you encode affects whether you'll remember it later.
When we write notes by hand, we tend to process the material more deeply, summarizing, paraphrasing, and putting it into your own words. This is explained by the levels of processing theory by Craig and Lockhart.
Deeper processing equals stronger long-term memory. Typing often leads to shallow processing, just copying word for word without thinking.
Handwriting creates richer context cues, like the physical act of writing, that will later help with recall.
But laptops come with a big problem, selective attention. Even if you want to focus, laptops invite distractions. TikTok, memes, messages, and if your attention is divided, your brain can't encode information effectively.
This also connects to cognitive load, the total amount of mental effort being used. With laptops, your cognitive load can get overloaded for multitasking. With handwriting, you keep your load focused on the lecture.
Another important distinction is recall versus recognition. Tests usually require recall. You have to pull info from memory. Handwriting supports recall better than typing because it forces deeper mental processing.
And let's not forget Mueller and Oppenheimer's study. They found that even though laptop users had more notes, students who handwrote performed better on conceptual questions like applying theories, not just memorizing facts.
Other research shows that laptop notes can look more organized and detailed. But test scores often end up worse. In other words, more notes doesn't always mean more learning.
To test this ourselves, we did a mini experiment. We split into two groups. One used laptops, the other wrote by hand. We showed everyone the same short lecture clip. Both groups took notes in their assigned way. Afterwards, we gave everyone the same quiz with recall and conceptual questions.
Our results lined up with the research.
Laptop notes were longer and more detailed, but when it came to the quiz, handwritten notes led to better scores, especially on recall questions.
This supports the idea that handwriting encourages elaborated rehearsal, a type of rehearsal where you think about meaning, not just repetition.
Beware, teachers, of the ripple effect. This is when one student drifts off task and suddenly others around them follow. It's like classroom dominoes. One move and the whole chain reacts. That's why setting clear expectations and redirecting early can keep the ripple from spreading.
And now we'll be interviewing our fellow Mariner classmates
To see if they prefer taking notes with laptop or paper. Caitlin, we have to do our interviews! Hear me out! Sorry, I forgot. Okay, name and grade?
Jasper Duree, junior.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you what classes require you to take notes.
A-Push, French, environmental science.
Okay, do you think taking notes affects your test scores?
It depends on the subject, but I think in those cases, for those classes, there's at least some concepts I don't have like down. So I think taking notes definitely helps with like being able to like understand it better.
Do you prefer hand or laptop written notes?
I prefer laptop, probably just because I think it's easier, but I've also heard that like handwritten notes are like it's better to handwrite your notes, like it makes you think about it more, so you learn it better. But I just like the convenience of using a laptop.
Yeah, that's definitely understandable. Which do you think is more beneficial? You said handwritten.
Probably handwritten.
Handwritten.
Yeah.
What's your name and grade?
I'm Yuba, and I'm in 11th grade.
What classes require you to take the most notes?
I think French, Algebra 2, and anatomy.
Do you think taking notes affects your test scores?
Yeah, because when I take notes, like I remember it more easily, and it's more helpful on the test.
Do you prefer taking notes by hand or laptop, and which do you think is more beneficial?
I think it's easier on laptop, but when I take notes by hand, like it goes into my brain easier, and I think it's more beneficial.
Okay, thank you.
Typing, by contrast, often leads to maintenance rehearsal, just repeating without thinking, which doesn't stick in long-term memory.
And this is why memory researchers say handwriting improves long-term retention, not just short-term recall. So what's the takeaways for you?
Use handwriting for classes that require higher order thinking, like AP Psych, English, and History. You'll remember concepts better.
I'll try strategies like chunking, breaking big topics into smaller sessions. This lowers cognitive load and helps recall.
I'll try highlighting key terms, using symbols, and rewriting notes after class to reinforce memory through rehearsal.
And if you must type, avoid multitasking. Turn off notification and focus only on notes.
Remember, studying smarter means understanding how your brain works, and handwriting is one of the best tools we've got.
Okay, maybe handwriting does work better.
Told you so.
So is it better to handwrite notes or type them? Science and our experiments say writing wins.
Study smarter!